This is Jeff with Shout Out Minnesota, and we are here with...
Me, Matt Blair.
Hey, Matt, how are you doing today?
I'm doing fine. How you doing?
Good. We're here at Pixie Liquors today, day before the Super Bowl. Just want to talk a little bit about your career, and a fabulous career it has been. 12 seasons with the Vikings. Nowadays, it's kind of unheard of to have all the seasons with one particular team. But you did that, one of the outstanding special teams and linebackers for the Vikings. Can you elaborate a little bit on how it was the first time you got to make your start in a regular season game?
Well, it's kind of interesting the question you asked, because when I started, I didn't know that I was going to be in the NFL. But then when I was selected in the second round, they picked Fred McNeil. And Fred McNeil from UCLA was a great linebacker. He comes in, and I'm looking at my future, that I have to make this team. 2 years before, they had 5 linebackers solid. They let one of them go, and I figured that's Fred McNeil's spot. And I'm saying, if I'm going to make this team, I have to make it happen. So I concentrated. I worked against him. I focused on what I needed to do, and it came out to the point where it was just something that I just concentrated on, and it turned out where, was it Labor Day, they picked the final team, and they didn't call me, they didn't call Fred to come in, bring the playbook in, and we both made the team. And that just lightened up my world. And Fred was a pusher, and he pushed me to the point where I made the team, and I started as a rookie.
And you fed off each other, because 6 Pro Bowls to show for it. You've played in a couple Super Bowls as well. Tell us your experience with the Super Bowls.
Well, the Super Bowls is something that, as a rookie, you go into it and you're playing the Steelers, and it's like the week is not normal because there's press there talking to you, and you don't have a chance to get out and really work as a team to figure out what needs to be done. And so you go into the first Super Bowl, and we're playing the Steelers, and I got lucky and I blocked a kick, and it was the only score in the game period. And after the game was over, I'm looking at it and I'm saying, man, our offense didn't do anything and our defense did okay, but it was against the Steelers. And losing that Super Bowl was one of those things that you just dread, because you're a rookie, you're not experiencing it for the first time. So I went back and I'm saying, okay, we go to Super Bowl number 2, which is the 11th, Super Bowl 11, and we played over the Raiders, and the same thing happened again. It's like our offense didn't do anything, and our defense did okay, but Fred McNeil, he blocked a punt, and we just about scored, but we fumbled again on the 2-yard line, and after the game's over, you're sitting there like your mind is crazy dead because you lost another Super Bowl, and that was only my second Super Bowl, and they've been to 2 others before I got there.
Right, it's a rare opportunity to make it there, and you have the opportunity to play in 2 Super Bowls. Also, the all-time leader for the Vikings in block punts. I mean, it attributes to your speed, which is one of the big assets that you have. Can you tell the fans of Minnesota how important speed is as far as an outside linebacker goes?
Well, it's interesting you say that, because the speed of a linebacker, when you're playing on the outside, and when the passing game started, they put me in the middle, and I was the only linebacker in the game because they put in other defensive backs, and I had the speed. But the difference was that when I was in college, I played strong safety. So I knew a little bit more about this passing game that helped me. And I didn't know that was going to come into my effect at that time. So it was something that I had a little special in, and it just made it possible that I could stand there and cover some of the backs, tight ends. And And I'll tell you this one story for sure.
Okay.
My rookie year, we're playing Miami Dolphins, Super Bowl champs the year before. And kick, he was a running back, and the quarterback throws a play pass. And the play pass basically beats me. Bud Grant takes me out of the game. And as I walk out of the game, Eller says, "Oh, don't worry about it. This is preseason." I said, "Eller, I'm a rookie. You already made this team for 10 years." And I go to the sideline, and Bud said, "You okay? You know what you did? Wrong? Don't let it happen again." And that was one thing that really opened my eyes in my career, and I focused on it. It never happened ever again on the play pass. And that's something that you just take it and you work with it.
Right, build up.
And I was just so happy to be in a preseason game, understand what you need to do.
2012 was a big year for you as well. Ring of Honor. There's, I believe, with Chris Carter being inducted in this past year, 21. So that's a very small group to be a part of. Tell us about your experience when that happened to you.
Well, the experience with being inducted to the Ring of Honor, all the players that played the game, all that happened for the Vikings over the years, and to be selected is something that is just awesome to be a part of. All these other players that had the opportunity to get into the Ring of Honor, and just being one of that is just a sweet thing to be a part of in your life. But that night, when I gave my speech, I said I wouldn't be here because if it wasn't for my friends, if it wasn't for my coaches, if it wasn't for my people that tried to guide me when I was young to go this route and understand the right way to live in life, otherwise I wouldn't be here without my teammates helping me make this thing work. I didn't get to the Ring of Honor because of myself.
Right.
I got the Ring of Honor because of my teammates, because of what we did as a team. And then if you do something as a team in life and you help other people in life, things will happen right for you. And it happened right for me, and I just loved it. And to have all my family come and to be there, it was just an honor. And to receive the Ring of Honor, it was just awesome. And I just know that players that came, I was very impressed because they came, and I was just awed by it. And to this day, I'm just so happy that I was part of the Minnesota Vikings Ring of Honor list.
Okay. A couple of quick things off the field. I noticed that a community service award that you got, that's a huge deal with the community and the ties and the fans. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, that is something, matter of fact, this year I was called to see if I could say a few things for the people that are getting that type of honor and be on the list of 10 that gives to the community. Well, I go back into the day where, and I never forget this, when Fred and I, McNeil, would go to LA and we would see the different people on the streets in LA, homeless people, and no one helping them. And I said, Fred, we need to go and help. And so we did, but then I came back to Minnesota, and that's what really opened my world to helping people. No matter what it was, you help people, and it's something that it made you feel relieved, and it made you feel awesome. It made you feel like you're giving back something that you're supposed to give back. You get things in life, and people say, "Oh, this is cool," but then no one really works with how to get more of that by helping other people. And that was something that I just was very thankful to be in the position I'm in, and it was just a great honor to receive that award. And when I received that award, I think it was back in, I don't know, 86 or 80. Anyway, we're in 81 because we're in the playoffs, and I couldn't go and receive the award.
Right.
But my mom went for me, and she did the announcements and asked for the award, and it was just cool, and it was just something that if it wasn't for her into this world, I wouldn't be here today.
There you go. One last thing, photography. Passion for photography. Tell a little bit about that. And
well, photography has been something that I just love to do. And I remember when I first got my camera when I was a rookie, and I took a trip to Europe, and I just took pictures. And back then, you had film. What, 36 pictures on the most film that you can buy at one time. And anyway, and I took pictures and I showed them to my friends when I came back, and they said, "Hey man, that's so cool." That went into my mind, and it said, continue taking pictures, because what you do, you stop time. That'll never happen ever again. And when I came back to training camp that year, I was taking pictures of all my teammates. I mean, from Fran Tarkenton to Chuck Foreman to just everybody. I mean, I just took the camera and I just took it with me and just took photos. And as I went to different locations around the world, I was taking photos, and people said, "This is cool." How I got into, actually, it's a hobby, selling my photos. Again, helping homeless people in St. Paul at the Union Gospel. I met these guys, and I met a guy that was a painter. And he was a great painter. I said, "Man, you're good." I said, "Well, I'm going to give you, I tell you what to do. I'm going to help you. I'm going to give you 20 of my photos, and I want you to paint 20 of those photos. And let's see what they look like." And he did so well. That's one of them right there. This right here, that's one of the photos that he painted. And he had photos of flowers, of trees, and I had an event, because that's the event business I had. And so I did this event to raise some money for him, and we got enough money to get him out of the shelter to go back to Wisconsin in Green Bay. And that made it different for my life to sell my photos as to people, because people wanted to buy them. And that's how my photos, to this day, it's a hobby, and I just love to take photos if I can go someplace and see something that no one else sees, or you see it and that's it. It's just a fun thing, and I just love taking photos.
Okay, tomorrow Super Bowl. You have a pick, Denver or Seattle?
Okay, I picked Denver. Now, if Seattle wins, it's because of their defense. But I think Peyton is a timely guy, and he has a great 54 touchdown record in the NFL. He's a great person. I met him. I met him when he was like 8 years old, when his dad came to the Vikings, and he brought the kids in, and so both Mannings, it's like it was something that they were good. And I just know that he should win the game because he's focused on what he needs to do.
Okay, and there you go. All right, we're gonna head out here. One last shout out to the fans of Minnesota.
Well, Minnesota fans, we're starting all over again with the new coach. So just hang in there, and we're going to be back, and our players will be healthy. And that's the name of the game now. If your players are not healthy, it doesn't work. So just hang in there, Minnesota fans, and go Vikings.